Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villa and welcome to episode 47 of Raise the Holte, our bid for world domination with Aston Villa, and today it is a massive episode because we could secure Champions League qualification for the first time for next season. It's going to have Crystal Palace away in the league, they're 17th, we should be able to get the job done there, and you'll see in the league table in a minute, if we do, we will be in the Champions League. And then we have West Ham at home, 7th in the league, it's our last home game of the year, it is our toughest game remaining, and yeah, I mean, it could happen this episode, like I said. So have a quick look at the league table before we get on with Crystal Palace, and you will see the results have pretty much gone our way. The only problem, if it's a problem, is Spurs have kept winning. They're only 3 points behind us now, though they have played a game extra. We are now the one with a game in hand. Manchester City has dropped points. So that, of course, means if we were to beat Crystal Palace, we would leap up into second place outright. Even a draw would put us in the second place outright. But that would then mean that we have a 6-point gap over Tottenham with 2 games to go, which means that we are essentially at that point there. They'd have to win out, we'd have to lose out. Goal difference is in their favour, so if that was to happen, then sure, they would get there. But that's not going to happen because we are going to win. We are going to win. Let's have a look at the team we're tending out to play Crystal Palace. They are 17th. They're not doing very well this year, but they are essentially safe from relegation. And because we have no European football anymore, we can just go full strength. So it's Livakovic in goal, it's Mobida, Ayer, Holgate and Bree across the back. It's Tonali and Grealish in midfield. It's Markovic, Jumpy and Marin as a trio in behind the Labadovic. And of course, just a quick reminder, there will be a Goals of the Month at the end of this episode as well, so make sure you stick around for that. And of course, tomorrow we will wrap everything up. We will have obviously the final game of the year, the end of season awards. That's going to be absolute spectacular. That is, let me tell you. And then of course, the goal of the season as well. So it's all action this week, isn't it? Right, this is a pressure game. We're going to go out there, we're going to relax, and the result is going to come. We're going to tell them that we have faith in them to do just that. And let's go. I do have big plans for the end of season awards. There's going to be a red carpet. There's going to be all sorts of things. So yeah, it's definitely going to be worth coming back for that one when that's going to be on Thursday. But let's not worry about that right now. Let's worry about this game against Crystal Palace. Let's get creative out there. I've noticed since the update has come out, the winter update, that the first shout doesn't seem to do anything. I don't know if it's because I do it too early and it doesn't. I've been kind of trying to experiment to see like what's changed about it. But the first one doesn't seem to do anything, and I don't know if that's because I do it too early. If you have any feedback on that, let me know. But I have noticed that. Let's see what we can do here. We've got it up at our own end, which isn't ideal. My beat almost ran into the back of Jumpy there. Ball in for Grealish. What can Grealish do? Out for Marin. Marin has been absolutely fantastic for us this year. 16 goals as a winger is just insane. There's out for Markovic. Can he get a crawl into the box? Not quite. Now this highlight, is this going to continue going the wrong way for us? Come on, boys. Oh, I have a horrible feeling about this. I have a horrible, horrible feeling about this. Come on. Let's win this ball back, please. Let's win this ball back. No, 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 no! Livakovic is there. Breathe, everybody, breathe. Spurs on their little comeback is making me a little bit nervous. They're on quite the run of form. I mean, I'd rather just everybody was sort of collapsing around us. Manchester United seems to be collapsing. Manchester City to a point as well, though they did lose against Liverpool. I did say they had that game against each other, which Liverpool ended up winning. So, not as bad, the Manchester City collapse, but they have only taken 1 point from their last 2 games. They had a draw. I forget who their draw was against. All right, come on, Villa. Let's stop stuffing around here. Let's go and get this first goal of the game, please. Tonali in for Grealish. They're closing down Grealish. Here's space for Marin to run into. He's got runners ahead of him. He slips the ball through for Jumpy. Jumpy! A horrible mistake by the defender. Martin's Indy, I think it is. But that's okay, because we don't care, because that is goal number 6 this year for Jumpy. He has really started to come good the second half of this year. And look at this. So much space for Marin to run into. Slipped a nice little ball through that initially it looked like Jumpy wasn't expecting. But he followed it in. And when Martin's in the under hit the back pass, I mean, he really, I think, there just had to get rid. He was putting his keeper, oh no. He was just putting his keeper under pressure, really, wasn't he? Even if he'd passed it back, the keeper would have done quite well to get rid of that before Jumpy got there. I don't like these highlights coming straight back. No, no! Oh, I tell you what, was that Jack Harrison? Is it Jack Harrison? He's that American, is supposed to be quite good. I've played, yeah, it is Jack Harrison. I had a save last FM18 with Manchester, no, was it New York City? and he plays for them, and he was really good in that. So I'm curious to see how he goes. Holgate! Oh, it's off the line. How's it not gone in? He was on loan this year at Leeds. I'm not sure if he's still there or not. Or was it Middlesbrough? He went on loan somewhere anyway in the Championship. I'll have to have a look, actually. If you do know where he's at, let me know in the comments. But I'll have to Google it and see where he is. All right, this is a little bit nervous, isn't it? We've got the lead, but I mean, match stats kind of tell the story, don't they? I'm not completely sure that we deserve the lead. So I mean that brings into question a team talk here. I'm not going to say I'm unhappy. I don't think. What I'm going to say, if I can, is that things are going well. You're capable of better. Yeah. And then we'll just individually tell players whether they are doing okay or whether we expect a little bit more from them. Mobita, we expect a little bit more. Mobita's form has kind of dropped off a little bit of late, but he's such a good attacking option that I don't really want to not play him over for target, just because he can turn a game for us. Now that we're in front, we do have target on the bench. The obvious question is, do we just want to make that change if he's not playing? Well, he's not playing horribly. A 6.7 isn't the worst. We'll just see how this goes. If we need to make any changes here. Grealish on a booking now. We do have Brian Carlos and Nick Roberts on. I didn't want to praise them there. I've clicked the wrong thing. I've had a brain fart. Oh, Tonali was it almost. They fired them up, strangely enough. So maybe it's a glorious mistake, that one. That's offside, surely, Grealish. Tonali! Oh, he's got that one! Is it offside for Grealish? I think it's been given. The referee's standing there. I don't know if we have VAR or not, I forget. But it's been given. Tonali, that's his first goal for the club. I was too busy wondering if Grealish offside here. He had to be offside. Oh, there's men on the goal line. Never mind. And Tonali, I did miss if it was his first ever goal for the club. It's definitely, as we can see there, his first for the season. That's 2-0, and that should be the game. Or have I spoken too soon? I've spoken. Why do I say these things? AR's got ahead to that. It's not completely clear, and it's past the post. We are stumbling our way through this game, aren't we? I should not say something like that's the game, because we have not been completely convincing here. Labadovic isn't playing particularly well. I think what I'm going to do, and I don't usually like doing these sorts of things, but we're going to do it anyway. We're going to bring McGinn on for the lab. We're going to bring Jumpy up top, play him as a deep lying forward, just to drop back in, link the play. He does that quite well. We're going to drop Tonali back. We're going to bring McGinn in. Just secure things up a little bit in midfield there. That should be that. We have faith in you, Mr. McGinn. And, I mean, you can see when we don't have European football to worry about, we have quite a good squad. It is really, really strong. The only piece of injury news that we have is that Gumney has broken his wrist. So it means Bree is kind of it to the end of the year. We have some options. Holgate can play there. Chambers can play there. Mitch Clark can play there. But really, Bree is the main man there now. Can we get... There's still a minute to go here, so this is a proper highlight. The good news here is, guys, they're not going to score twice in a minute. We have got 3 points. We are now... we just are basically in the Champions League for next year, which is absolutely massive, isn't it? Grealish! Oh, Grealish! It's not as good as the goal against Derby County, but it's not bad, is it? By the way, that goal against Derby County, how good was that? But Jack Grealish, third of the year. He doesn't get many goals. He's an assist machine, though, so I'm not that worried about it. But look at this. Let's have another look on the volley. Have some of that. It's not as good as the one against Derby, but nothing is. That's an impossible standard to hold him to. 3-0. We've come out in the second half. We've played well. I don't fully think we deserved 3-0. I do think that flatters us quite a bit. 2-1 to them probably was a fair result. Really, look at that, wasn't it? But we're not going to complain about that. That is 3 goals, 3 points, and a job done. We're going to say... I'm going to say calmly, don't get complacent. You've played well today, don't get complacent. And there it is, up to second in the league now. We're only 3 points off top, as I said. Goal difference is against us, so we're actually 4 points off top with 2 games to go. So the title is unlikely, but you never know. But where we've got to look is down here, isn't it, to Spurs. Now we just need a point. a point either for them to drop or us to gain, and that is that. And we're going to come back and find out if we can do that today versus West Ham. Alright guys, welcome back. This is it, a point against West Ham, and we are in the Champions League. And more importantly, we can look to maybe continue this title bid onto the last day, which would be nice, wouldn't it? But if Liverpool don't lose this game, as I said, goal differences against us, then it's over. You'll see here, just a quick look at the other fixtures here. Spurs are away to Fulham. Now Fulham are stone motherless, already relegated last, so we're asking a lot, aren't we, to get anything from them. Liverpool at home to Leicester City. Again, Leicester City nothing to play for in mid-table. Manchester City away to Stoke. Stoke are a decent enough team in mid-table there, so maybe we might get something. I might get a favour there. But again, it's probably unlikely. In Manchester United, they have the game on the Sunday. They're playing Southampton, and they're unlikely to drop points to them. So let's have a look at the team we're sending out for West Ham. Our last home game of the year, of course, and it is the same team. Livakovic in goals, Mabida, Holgate and Breeze are back four, Tonali and Grealish in midfield, Markovic, Junpi and Marin in behind the Labadovic. So we can see the way they're lining up. This is maybe a little bit more favourable. The 4-4-2 always makes me a little bit nervous because you go 2-on-2 at the back, which isn't always ideal. Once again, boys, there's no pressure. What do we want to say here? If we play your game, you win. What I want to say, there's no pressure. Let's give the fans a performance. Go out there, carry on from the last match. No, that's not. None of this is what I want to say. None of this is what I want to say. Should we not any problem at all? That's not really what I want to say at all. All right, let's go out there. Let's keep it going. That's not what I want to say. I want to say no pressure. All right, let's go. For the final time this year, the Villa fans singing their little hearts out. Well, massive hearts. They're Villa fans. We have big hearts. You've got to have a big heart to support Villa because it's very tough at times. Alright, let's see what we can do. We just need a point, or we just need Spurs to drop points. And that will be job done. Let's show some passion. As the highlight to start, I've clicked that. That always annoys me. We're going to win that. Mabida with the composure to bring it down and not just head it straight to the West Ham player. Liverpool's taken the lead. Now, of course, if we want to win the league, we have to win this game. But we also need Liverpool to drop points if that's going to be the case. It's a good run by Bree, picked out well, brilliantly, crossing to the back post. Marin off the post. It's still there. What's happened? It is a West Ham free kick. Was he offside? Maybe. Again, that first shout didn't work. Well, not that it didn't work, but there was no response to it. Let's give it a get creative. We'll look at some motivated players in there, which is good. I mean, West Ham, they're seventh. They are obviously a good team, so it's not the easiest. Liverpool are now 2-0 up. That, I think, is probably the end of the title hopes. Come on, boys, let's not do this. Let's not do this. Let's not do this. We've done it. We'll give it a demand more. And yeah, I mean, apart from anything else, it would be a shame to sort of sign what's been a really good season. Let's face it. We were expected to finish top half, and we're in a title challenge here. A little bit unlucky. The cross is deflected, so that's unlucky as much as anything. Though we weren't in a great position. Let's face it. Another West Ham highlight here. It's 2-0. Okay, this is going wrong. So we're going to have to change things. We're going to have to push up now. I mean, it's a deflection and it's a free kick, so it's not as though we're playing terribly necessarily. But yeah, I mean, it's clearly not working, is it? We don't need to see that again. What can we do here? I mean, it's been a relatively even game. We just are not getting our shots on target. Let's show some passion. See if we can get back into this before the break. Otherwise, Spurs are up 2-0 as well. Oh, it's going to go down to the final day, isn't it? So Liverpool have won the league. I mean, well done to them, but that's not really, that's the least of our concerns right now. I'm going to blame the team talk because it's not what I wanted to say. I wanted to say no pressure, and we're not playing like a team with no pressure on them. That always annoys me. I wish there was sort of like almost standard. Even if they had you had 20 all the time. So, you had permanent options and you could say what you wanted to say. Because it's just annoying. I knew what I wanted to say, but I didn't have the option to say it. Alright, come on, boys. Let's see if we get an early goal here, get ourselves back into this. It's there, it's Maran! 19 seconds into the second half, we've woken up. 17th this goal this season for Antonio Maran, and suddenly we're one goal away from securing Champions League football for next year. What a kick-off that was. Markovic, good ball. Markovic and Maran again linking up. They've been absolutely sensational this last third of the season. They have been amazing. That is more like it, boys. And what's happened here? Are we going to go and throw that excellent start all the way here? That's a good tackle from the lab. Jumpy has picked up the ball. We've got men forward. Can you pick out a run of somebody? That is not one of our players, Jumpy. That is a West Ham player. And they're wearing their away shirt. What a tackle from Holgate. Let's leave Jumpy alone for just a second here. Grealish picks up the head up. Goes over the top for Maran. This is more like it, Villa. This is what we've come to know and love. Cross it. There it is. The lab. It's the Croatian Kings once again. Maran and Lebadovic linking up to get us back on level terms. What a start to this second half. 2 minutes in and we've scored 2 goals. Grealish with a great ball to find Maran. Look at this. The lab just takes up. He has the space of Villa Park in the middle there and taps it home. He was not going to miss that, was he? That is, let's give him some praise. They've earned that. A cracking start to the second half. Jumpy's not having his best game. We do have Almeida on the bench. I'm wondering if we should maybe go off attacking now. It's Felipe Anderson. Holgate clears. We might just go back to positive. I'm worried in the winter update that they're going to have updated this where sometimes it's a goal. So I sort of hold my breath each time now. Let's show some passion. Yeah, Jumpy's not having a great game here. Let's take him off for Almeida. I mean, that we ended up scoring anyway from the eventually, but that pass that he just passed straight to the West Ham guy instead of slipping it in behind for Markovic. He's Almeida now. Can he make the difference? Wasn't far away, that one. A win here is obviously what we want, but a point and we're in the Champions League for next year. So I'm not too concerned about chasing it. The league's gone. We can't win that now. Liverpool have won. There's Almeida! He's got a touch and it is 3-2 to Villa. We've come back now. Manchester City are only drawing that. Well, they must have been losing at some point, but that is a little bit. I'm not sure if he was offside here. It was headed away. Now what happened here? Holgate's knocked it back in. It's a deft little touch from Almeida. That's actually a really, really good finish. It's a really good finish. Let's tighten up now. Let's change things just a little bit here. Let's be more disciplined in our passing. We'll lower the tempo. We'll time waste. We'll just start and close it down a little bit. We're not going to go silly with it, but we'll just close it down a little bit. West Ham now need 2 goals here to knock us out of Europe. And Manchester City is now losing. We may have just wrapped up second in the league, boys. This is it. 2 minutes to go. They're not going to come back and win it. That's the main thing. So we are in the Champions League, which is absolutely I'm really excited for this now. We're in the Champions League for next year. Can we go and win this game? This there for Maran. Antonio Maran! 4-2. What a second half performance. 4 goals. 18 goals this year now for Antonio Maran. If he's not Player of the Year, I don't know who is. Again, that's all for next episode, but he's got to be favourite for Player of the Year. The only other player that could maybe run in close, I'd say, Borja had a really good start to the year in terms of goal scoring, but really has dropped off. Maran is now our top goal scorer, I think. Maybe Grealish, he's been an assist machine, but it's one of those two, and now Maran's injured. It's only a knock, an orange injury. It's pulled lead ligaments, so that might be it for him, actually. But to be honest, we weren't going to rest him in the final game, but hopefully it's not too serious. Hopefully he'll be fit, ready for the last game of the year. But we have clocked off. We've sent the Villa Park faithful home with an absolutely stunning second half. We scored twice in the first 2 minutes and then just continued on from there. Never looked back. What a performance. I'm really, really happy with that. Passionate. Well done, boys. So there it is now. Not only have we've secured second spot, we have come second in the league and said we can't win it. The goal difference kills us on that one. But second in the league, what a season it's been. The Maran injury, it's 3 to 4 weeks. So that is him done for the year, unfortunately. But what a way to clock off with 2 goals. And there we go. Now, if we look here, we're about to see that we have qualified for the Champions League. Yee-hoo. Now, what are our budgets for next year? We can have some fun with this. £72 million to spend on players, 1.4 million in wages. We might need to actually play around with that just a little bit, because that's not that much more than we have right now. Aren't we 1.2 now? So, that's exactly what we have right now. So we might play around with the budgets just a touch, but £72 million, we will have some fun with that over the off-season, won't we? I'm thinking of doing a transfer special this season. I was thinking of doing that anyway, because I did it for one of my other saves, and it seemed to go down pretty well. So that's something that we'll do. That'll be sort of for Saturday, I think, the way that'll work out. But let me know if that's something. If you really don't care what I do in terms of transfers over the summer, then let me know, and I don't have to do it. But it's something that I was thinking of doing, because I know people like to see how transfers work out. But anyway, guys, just goals of the month to come. But that is it for today. What an episode! If you have enjoyed that, and we've scored 7 goals, we've qualified for the Champions League, and we have secured second in the league. And technically, we could still win the league. We just need to beat Southampton by about 10 or 12 goals, and then hope that Liverpool lose by about 10 or 12. So there's a chance. It's probably unlikely. But we'll come back and we'll wrap up the season on Thursday. As I said, there'll be the end of season awards, goal of the season competition, all that sort of fun stuff. So make sure you come back and join me for that. Thumbs up if you've enjoyed this, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe as well if you're new. Ring the bell so you know when I upload new episodes. But until Thursday, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. And here are some of our goals of the month for April. Take care. Whoa.